Hello, everyone. This is Tasha, and you're having conversations with Miss Reed. On our episode tonight, Stacy and I wanted to do the good, the bad, and the ugly that comes with dating. Terry wasn't with us again tonight, but he is taking care of some business, and he shall be back with us soon, guys. So sit back and enjoy. Meantime, it's me and Stacy, y'all. Y'all gonna get me and Stacy. Stacy and Tasha. Tasha and Stacy. How y'all like that?
Hello. It is what it gotta be.
So, dating can be a beautiful thing, and it can be like a roller coaster ride. But when it's good, and that's what we all want, right? I know at least that's what I want.
Of course.
Stacy still standing over there thinking, like, I don't know if I want that. You want a roller coaster ride all the time?
Hey, listen. The ride might be fun.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right. We don't want nobody that's perfect. But I definitely don't want to be going through the bumps and the bruises at this age. I think I'm getting too old for all of that. But,
Right.
I don't mind a little crazy, tiny bit crazy, tiny.
Exactly.
So, what are your good, bad, and your ugly relationship experiences? So my good was my relationship with my ex Vernon, and a lot of people from back home know my situation with him. He was the one that was murdered and everything, and he made me grow up. So I always look at that as my good relationship. That's the longest relationship I ever been in, and we were going to be married. So he was the first person I ever felt that I was in love with. My bad was my oldest daughter's dad, and I think that's probably because we were really young. We were 18. We thought we was trying to be parents at 18. I mean, he was sowing his royal oats at the time, so trying to be somebody's dad.
I just thought you was going to say, wow, you said royal. You had to go ahead and go over there to come into America, didn't you?
But his wild oats, yeah, definitely. I don't know why I was thinking royal. Royalty was nothing, nowhere in there, okay?
You just saw Coming to America. Just admit it. You was watching it. It's okay.
So
One of my favorite movies, by the way.
He most definitely was doing that. And so, but then ultimately we wind up being the best of friends up until he passed away. We were really good friends, and we would talk on the phone and stuff like this. We would sit around and laugh about, and torture my daughter actually, because we both were Leos, and she just was like, "Oh my God, I just can't imagine living with both of y'all." So yeah, and my ugly. My ugly was finding out a man who was living his life as a single man turned out to be a married man with 6 kids. Yes, that was my ugly. This Negro came, the whole situation, like, yeah, I'm single. I mean, he never wore a wedding, but he said he never did, even from the time he got married. So there was no imprint or nothing. So he was like, he never, once it all came out. And I was like, how did I miss all these signs or whatever? And he was like, I mean, I never wore a wedding band, so you didn't see that. So he presented himself as a single man with no children, nothing. I mean, it was weird, like to the point where I was talking to his mom. So, of course you're thinking like, well, shit, you getting him talking to the mom and stuff, there's no other woman. Cause I know if I had a son and he was married, ain't no way I'm talking to some side chick. So yeah, that was my ugly. What about you, Stacey?
Let me see. My good was I was in 3 good relationships at the outset that I actually got married 3 times. The bad was I was in 3 relationships that I got divorced 3 times. The ugly was I kept asking myself, why the hell did you even bother?
That is so crazy.
I mean, just to break it down for you.
So you felt that was the ugly. I mean, the good that you found 3 women that you loved enough to marry. Then,
Yes.
the bad, it didn't work out. And then the ugly, I don't understand the ugly though. Maybe for the second one, I think I might understand the ugly, but the other 2,
Yeah,
I
well,
don't.
I guess I could probably really point the finger at that. Okay. I'm trying not to.
We're
I've
gonna
been drinking, folks.
remain
So,
politically correct.
so yeah, there were things that did not work out in a relationship, and I kind of realized that there were things that she had in place that she was trying to use to go ahead and better herself as opposed to the relationship stuff. I found that out stuff, and she'll never admit to that, and I really don't give a damn if she does or not. But it was ugly. It was ugly, folks. It was ugly. Divorce was ugly. It was all ugly.
I know. I wish we had Terry on here because I'm sure he can attest to the ugliness.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think nobody had that type of situation.
Nah.
That is terrible.
Terry got us all. Harry back, Terry.
So when it comes to dating, what is it that you look for a potential mate? Because we know everybody's different. You were married 3 times, and I know all 3 women were not the same. And it was something that, is there something in particular that you look for to be the person that you could say, this is who I see my future with?
Well, I know one of the things that's really important to me is that I'm able to go ahead and have a conversation where, we can have complete sentences. And I mean, I just like somebody that's intelligent. I do. I really like to be able to sit down with somebody and we're able to talk about any and everything. I say that is definitely one of the things that I really look for in a relationship. That's one of the biggest things I look for. I mean, of course, you want somebody that's aesthetically pleasing to you. I mean, that's just natural. We are those types of creatures as humans. But for me, the thing that's kind of important to me is I need to be able to talk to you on a level and that you understand me and, we understand each other. I don't want to feel like I'm talking over you. Anything, I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to say I'm anybody's Einstein and stuff, but I think I'm a pretty smart dude and stuff. So when I'm sitting here and I'm talking, I don't want to have to sit here and dumb down the way that I'm speaking to you. I don't want to have to do that. I mean, I don't have a problem, if there's something, because I trust me, I read so much. And that's how I built up my vocabulary. So, I mean, I say stuff that people don't say every day.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And, and if you come, well, what exactly are you trying to say? What does that mean and stuff? And I don't have a problem with that. If you can at least come to me and say, okay, I'm not quite sure exactly what it was that you just said. And I can go ahead and break down. I appreciate that. Yeah.
That's right. And don't get offended that you said something that they didn't understand.
Exactly. Don't think that I'm talking over you. That's just the way I speak.
Yeah.
So, and if you really have a genuine interest in understanding and stuff, what I'm saying and stuff, then, that's a turn on for me. So I do like that. And that's kind of what I look for.
And that should be a turn on. You should feel intrigued by the person, even if your vocabulary is not as high as the other person. And if they are trying to teach you something, this is where I feel like in relationships, everybody can benefit to learn something from the other person. And I'm the type of person, like, I really want to learn. I used to walk around with a thesaurus, and I loved it because I was like, I love finding words and trying to pronounce them and understand them and stuff and use them in my everyday life. Over the years, technology made it easier for me to become dumb. for a better word. But I feel like how you feel. You want somebody that you can literally sit down and have a conversation with, even when you at the drunkest point of your time, because we friends and stuff, and we can get around each other and laugh and drink and stuff, but you still can have a meaningful type of conversation. And that's what
Right.
matters to me, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to lay in bed with my best friend, and we can sit and talk about stuff or laugh, and just joke, and not take offense to something that he may say or I may say that they didn't understand. Because the first thing I'm gonna say is like, can you like explain it to me? Like, tell me what do you mean? So yeah, I feel you on that. For me, I definitely am looking for my best friend. So, and that's me going into this part. My personal goal is to marry my best friend and to be in love as long as some of my favorite celebrities. And I do
Right.
believe that sometimes relationships are tested. It's how you and your partner work through it makes the difference. Sometimes it's unsalvageable, but sometimes the rough times can make the relationship stronger. Forgiving someone who is truly sincere about fixing the mistake they made, to me, means a lot. And I don't want nobody perfect, by no means, because I feel like this person will
That
get
don't
on my
exist.
everlasting nerves.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. There's no
Yeah.
such person.
But
So.
we know people that would Perry. We know people who feel like they are perfect, like they did nothing wrong, like they didn't contribute to anything to make their relationship fail. There's two people that's in
Right.
the relationship. I truly believe there is no one outside of those two people that can make that relationship fail except for the two people that's in the relationship. Yes, we're going to have outside, people giving their opinions, and you might want to talk to this friend and get advice or whatever. But ultimately, that decision should be yours. At the end of the day, just like I feel like you choose to wake up and how your day will be. It might have some things that come into your day that might throw you off, but you can choose to say, today is going to be a good day. Speak
Right.
what you want. Yeah. So, before we go into my list of people that I want to name, I love this page that I follow on IG. It is, to me, Stacy. It's like the things that, and it's just all quotes. That's it. And I mean, it's not them trying to sell anything to you or trying to convince you of anything. They just post beautiful quotes, and you could take them in everyday life, I feel. And so I am going to link them into our show notes and stuff, but it's the good quote, and it's on their IG page. And they had this quote called partnership. I crave a love that adds value to my life. I don't want a relationship. I want a partnership. Someone to aid me up the mountain of life and guide me through the valleys of adversity. Someone who is able to breathe and sink and dance by my side through thick and thin. I want that grind together type of love. With a best friend, I can build an empire besides. And that was by, I want to say her name is Teeny or Teen Edwards, Walk with Wings. So I was like, you know what, that is fitting, because I definitely, me and you, because I feel like I could talk to Stacey about anything. So me and you could talk about anything. I've had this conversation with you regarding like my past and past relationships and stuff. And I feel at this point in life, I don't want to be with anybody that I have to build up. At this point, I want somebody who is either going to be further along than me and show me how to get to that level, or be on the same level. I don't want any more dudes that I have to build their credit. I don't want anybody else that I have to dig out the ground or make myself go broke trying to build you up. I don't want any more men like that. I want somebody who has already been established, that know how to get out here and do it. And if we decide to do something together with, as far as like a business or anything like that, whatever dreams that he have or whatever dreams I may have, we are going to do that together. I'm going to be his number one cheerleader, and I would hope that he will be my number one cheerleader. So definitely. All right, so now let's get into my list. I had a long list, so I did have to like cut some people out. But I wanted to show this love. Now, my first person that was on my list, and I know a lot of people probably was thinking somebody else was going to be on my list, but those people was my second people on the list. But the first people on my list is Pauletta and Denzel Washington. The Washingtons are Hollywood marriage royalty. They've been married for more than 3 decades. The couple met in 1977 while filming the television film Wilma, and married in 1983 after Denzel's third proposal. So to me, I thought it was so cute. He had to propose 3 times for her to finally say yes. The couple said a strong foundation and a focus on family is the key to their enduring marriage. So, all right. So we're going to move on. My second people on the list, Michelle and Barack Obama. And I must say, the first time, this is the second time I probably stayed up all night to find out what the verdict was for something. And it was his, for the election. And I stayed up all night. I remember my daughter was in college and she was calling, screaming on the phone, and I was sitting up. My mom was up. Like, everybody wanted to see this because this happened in our lifetime. So this meant a lot to me. And I love that she was a beautiful Black woman. I love the fact that she said, I'll be damned if we gonna get Karen over here to in this White House watching these kids. I'm getting my mother is going to babysit my children. And that's what I loved. It remained family. And the way that he is with her, the way that he looks at her, the way that it's like he just fall in love every time he see her. Like to him, he's just so mesmerized by her. And everybody want that kind of feeling like, yeah, I know he digging me. He really digging me. For real. So they met at a Chicago law firm where Michelle, then her last name was Robinson, was assigned to mentor Obama. Their first date was in 1989. They went to see the movie Do the Right Thing, and we all done seen that movie. Michelle has been open about working on their marriage and couples counseling, as well as their struggle with infertility and miscarriage. Their daughters, Sasha and Malaya, were conceived through in vitro fertilization, and that's something I did not know.
I didn't know that either. That was news to me.
Yeah, I did not know that. And then third, we're going to have Miss Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance. And this is another relationship that when he is like, he looks at his wife and just be like, oh, yeah, that's mine. That's mine, y'all.
No, see, that's my wife, and I'm mad about that. I don't like that relationship at all. I've had the biggest crush on her like forever. I was so mad when she I was angry. The hate. Yes. The vitriol.
Angela Bassett is that chick. That's all I got to say. I mean, come on now.
Her to death, boy.
Yes.
That's my girl.
We loving her. Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance met at the Yale School of Drama and married in 1997. They revealed on Oprah in 2007 that after years of fertility treatments, their twin boys born in 2006 were conceived via surrogate. I did know that. I knew that she couldn't have it. You know, it was hard for her to have children. Or him and her. So, you know, we can't just blame it on the woman. And so we go with Kelly Preston and John Travolta. I love John Travolta. I mean, hey, Grease. That's all I got to say. I mean, Saturday Night Fever, but Grease. And Kelly Preston, she has passed away from cancer. She was fighting it for 2 years, so she did pass away. But John Travolta met his wife, Kelly Preston in 1987 on the set of The Experts. They both claim it was love at first sight. Preston divorced in 1989 in order to marry Travolta. The couple says honesty and fun are the secrets to long-term love. They also had a son that passed away. He had, I forgot the name of the disease he did have, and he was having a lot of seizures and stuff. So it just ultimately took his life. So he passed away too. And that can't be, because they did say it was hard on the relationship. It has to be very hard as parents to move forward when you lose a child, because that's not how it's supposed to work. Parents are not supposed to
That
be
was,
married.
yeah, just to throw that in for you, was Kawasaki syndrome.
Okay, yeah,
So that
that
can
was
lead to heart disease and related problems. So, yeah.
wow, yeah. And then constantly having seizures and stuff. The more you
Yeah.
have, and the longer you are, is damaging your brain. So.
Yes.
And our last couple that I've loved, and I know a lot of people probably do too, is Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. Goldie Hawn has been, I love her. From everything that she played. It's not one movie that this woman has been in I dislike. And I love her daughter too. But Goldie Hawn, I love her. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have been a couple for 35 years. They met in the early 80s working on the film Swing Shift. Hawn credits her relationship longevity to a healthy, intimate life and never getting married. So they've never been married.
I was
But
about to say, yeah, they never got married.
and her daughter, Kate Hudson, is not his child, but she calls him dad because that to her that's the only dad she knows. So
Right.
yeah, that is a lot. And I'm in my late 40s. I'm about to hit 50 next year. And sometimes I sit and be wondering, like, why is it so hard to date, commit, and succeed at a healthy relationship at this age and stuff? So I talk to, I try to talk to like a couple people just to see, that's my age, to see like, why is it so hard for us to like just find people to actually have a longevity or a long, healthy relationship with. And it's everybody have their own, which we all do. We all have our own thought process on it and everything. And some people say, oh, because this one just want, women just want money. They ain't loving nobody no more. And it probably is that way now. I look back and be saying like, hey, for the longest time, women have been a doormat to men. And we sat back and allowed, and watched, men cheat on women and mistreat them for so long. And now they just not standing for it anymore. So it's like, oh, the roles done reverse. It's like now I'm looking at it like, what can I get out of this relationship? I don't want you. I just want to know what you can do for me.
Right.
So, and it's scary and it's hard because of course, in your 50s and stuff, or even now, you don't want to be alone. Like when I start thinking about, I have one child left that is in school, and next year she graduates from high school. So I'm like, when Layla leaves, like, if whatever decision she tries to make out, after school and stuff, I'm no longer responsible of her, getting to school and me being in trouble if she don't go to school. So that'll be out. That's one headache I will be done with. But I look at it like, I don't want to be alone. Like when she finally get old enough to, if she decides to have children and move on with her life, just like the older one, it's like, I'm going to be by myself. And when you think about that, at least for me, I'm scared. I don't want to be alone. I want to have, be with someone that I can have a healthy relationship with and, do all the stuff that I like to do with.
Right.
Do you feel like when you was start getting, into your 50s that you was like, okay, clock is starting to tick. I want to be with somebody, not rush to be with them, but I do want to have someone in my life that you can grow old with, you know.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is, I mean, I don't know if it's just gender based and stuff or whatever, or maybe it's probably just experience based, whatever. But I haven't, um, I haven't experienced like any kind of like anxiety. Like, okay, I'm looking at my age and where I'm getting at, and like, Jesus Christ, man, dude, what are you gonna do? You need to find you somebody to be with. No, no, I don't. I haven't experienced that. I'm like, do I want it? Yeah. Do I feel like it's the end all be all? No, because again, I think probably like on another podcast we did, I stated that I learned how to love myself and enjoy myself
Yeah.
and be with myself. So I've done that. I've dated myself many times. So and I like being with the person that I'm with.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. And there's people that say that shit, but I don't know if they've done it the way that I've done it to bring themselves to that point. But I mean, it's a process, and
Yeah.
I've done that. So, I mean, I'm at the point now where, yeah, I absolutely want to be with somebody. If I'm not, I'm okay. I know it's not because, you know, I feel like I'm not desirable or any of these other little things and stuff that go on. I don't feel like any of that. I don't feel like any of it is an issue where I feel like I don't really have anything to bring and stuff because I know that I do. But
Yeah.
I'll never sit here and get down on myself to the point where it's just like, gosh, I'll just never be with anybody, and this is just what I'm doomed to be and stuff like that. Because it's not a case of doom to me. It's not. If I'm
Yeah.
be by myself, I'm gonna be by myself, and I'm good with it. So. But yeah, of course, I want to be in a relationship. I said, I don't know who doesn't. I think anybody say they don't, they're a liar. Not just do, but we're not meant to be alone. We're not.
You
I
know
just
what?
don't believe
Somebody
it.
told me that a long time ago. They said a man is not meant to. How did he say it to me? Because he was trying to quote something from the Bible, but a man is not meant to be alone or not have
Mm-hmm.
a wife. So,
Mm.
but I said, hey, I guess sometimes it'd be slim pickings out in them streets.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna just go ahead and just for the
Be
sake
with
of having
anybody.
somebody.
Yeah.
Just go ahead. No, I'm not. I ain't doing that. No, yeah, I'm like I said, shit. They done made movies about us. Yeah, I can do bad by myself. All that, blah blah blah. That's a true story. I can.
Yeah, 'cause you want somebody that you can mesh well with. At the end of the day, you want somebody that you can brainstorm with, sit down with, enjoy the time that you're all are together and stuff. So yeah, that stuff shouldn't matter to a lot of people. At least to
Of
me,
course.
that's what's important.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Okay, so Best Life Online, they have an article listing 17 reasons why dating in your 40s is so challenging, according to the experts.
Living my
So,
best life. Cause I ain't going back and forth with you. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
sometimes we get carried away. Well, it's harder to deal with change. The divorce factor complicates things, and so does the kid factor. There are desperate age related expectations. You feel out of practice. It's harder to meet through friends. New technology leaves room for misunderstanding. You judge yourself more harshly now, and you might judge others more harshly too. You have more responsibilities than ever, and your priorities have changed too. More people are taken. You take dating too seriously. You have high expectations. You're stuck on a type. Sex is different now, and you might feel old even though you're not. And I am going to link all these references in the show notes because they did go into depth about these 17 reasons why dating in your 40s is a challenge. So I thought it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked at it. So, interesting things that they got here.
Yeah. Professionalcounseling.com has a good article on the 17 signs it might be time to end things with someone you love. So I guess this is when you get to the bad and the ugly. 4 things to do first before breaking up with someone you love, and how to break up with someone you still love list, and when to leave a relationship with kids involved. So all of that stuff will be in our show notes. They did go into depth. I just didn't want to, spend a whole bunch of time going through each and every one. But it's a good read. It was a good read.
Yeah, so feel free to reach out to us and stuff if you have any issues or anything that you need to talk about and stuff, and you need some kind of questions answered. Feel free to reach out.
Especially to Stacy, because he's gonna keep it 100. Some people have found true love on dating apps, and I made this last because this in the world that we live in now, a lot of times at our age or even younger, I know, we do go to dating apps and stuff to try to link up, whether it's just to have conversations with people or whatever your decision or reason of getting on there is. But some people have found true love on the dating apps. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't say this. Please understand it doesn't matter if you meet a person at a gas station or online. It is a risk with anyone you may decide to bring into your life. So always be mindful and try to pick up the signs. And I know that that's me, calling the kettle black, where I didn't pick up the signs. I mean, I don't even know how I could have picked up the signs when there were none really out there, because he was living as a single person. But once I did find out, I beat myself up for such a long time wondering, like, how did you miss, like, what could you have thought of to, see if that was for real? I give people the benefit of the doubt, and I'm not going into a relationship doubting you. I want whatever's going to be revealed, let it be revealed. Yeah, so dating apps, outside of money scams and hacks, there are more serious and sometimes deadly threats out there. Just Google the following names: Lauren Smith Fields, Warina Wright, and Sydney Loof. So yeah, I heard about these stories and stuff. Once I Googled them and stuff, I was able to, remember a lot of the situations. But it's sad.
Is there anything that you can share and stuff about those situations, or?
Yeah, let me get her, because I remember she met someone online. I mean, these people did pass away from, I think all of them did, but let me see. Okay, here we go.
Was it from when they went on a date or something and they
she met someone on
the date?
Mm-hmm. Matthew LaFontaine, a man she met. This is for Lauren Smithfield. Matthew LaFontaine, he was a man she met on Bumble. I've never heard of that website or dating app.
That's old. Yeah.
Oh, it is okay. Discovered Smithfield's dead in her apartment on December 12th after a night of drinking. And she was 23 years old, and she was a black influencer who was discovered dead in her Plymouth Street residence in Connecticut on December the 12th, 2021. So this was...
Oh, this was recent then.
Yeah. God, she was a graduate from Stanford High School. Let me get on down. She had desires to become a physical therapist, and she loved fashion. Let's see if they go into here go the details. Smithfield's cause of death was acute intoxication, according to a report by The Independent. The medical examiner's office determined that she had the combined effects of fentanyl, promethazine, and alcohol in her system. Her manner of death was ruled an accident. And let's see, how did they catch his behind? She was in her apartment drinking tequila with the guy. And let's see, she started feeling unwell and she started vomiting. When Smithfield got a text and walked outside, the two kept drinking late into the night. She walked outside to fetch something from her brother, then returned and went to the restroom for many minutes. According to the police report, her date told an officer he thought it was odd, but didn't feel it was his place to say anything as he didn't know her that well. And let's
What?
see. Yeah, after seeing blood
But she
flowing,
was in his place?
she was in her place.
Oh,
And he was
okay.
over there. Yeah. And then he said after seeing blood flowing out of her right nostril and seeing she wasn't breathing, he contacted 911 the next morning. She was declared
Wow.
dead at 6:49 a.m. and a medical staff stated she had been dead for at least an hour.
Wow.
Beautiful black girl. And the family ultimately, like, this was a really bad case. They sued the city of Bridgeport because they said that they were really dissatisfied in the way that the local police was treating the investigation. And they said that the detective urged them to cease calling him and was disinterested in investigating LaFontaine as a suspect. Let me see, because I think that's what they did wind up getting him or something. Also claiming that police were not diligent. Okay, let's go. I want to see what happened to him. I mean, it's just sad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, but I don't think did they do it? Did they catch him or anything? I mean, I'm sure it's probably still going on and stuff. The police department has been racially insensitive to this family and has treated this family with no respect and has violated their civil rights, which is their attorney. He said that. They said the police were concealing of evidence and failing to properly investigate the December 12th killing in a letter sent to the Bridgeport City Clerk and Police Department. It's still underway. They're still looking into it and stuff. Because he probably long gone by this point. Because if you haven't even picked him up for anything, he probably long
Right.
gone. His business in some other dang on state. That is crazy. And I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
that's
run real
bananas.
quick and look at let's see what we got on this other young lady. Okay, let's see. And the death of Warrena Wright, she was 26 years old. She fell 14 stories to her death. Ain't that some crazy shit?
Hmm.
Yeah, Gable Tosti was charged with murder, even though he wasn't near Warrena Wright when she died. It was revealed that they had an altercation shortly before she fell from the 14th floor.
Hmm.
Dang. The case is currently in the early stages, and this is crazy. Okay, so in the early hours of August 8th, 2014, police discovered the body of a young woman at the base of Avalon Apartments on the Gold Coast. The woman was Warrena Wright, a 26-year-old from New Zealand who was staying on the Gold Coast for a wedding. Throughout the course of the investigation, it was discovered that Ms. Wright had fallen 14 stories to her death, and within 24 hours, a 28-year-old man by the name of Gable Tosti was charged with her murder. The most bizarre feature of the case is how Tosti could be charged with the murder even though he wasn't around. Dang. So leading up to her death, they said shortly before her death, Mr. Tosti met Miss Wright through Tinder, a popular dating app which strangers often use to meet other strangers for coffee, a date, or a sexual encounter. It was alleged by the police that after meeting on Tinder, Ms. Wright attended Mr. Tosti's at his apartment on level 14 in the Avalon Apartments complex. Mr. Tosti is it was revealed, had a very strange obsession with recording all of his encounters with the women that he met. He would record a conversation with his phone, and his apartment was rigged with hidden cameras. It was ultimately his recordings which gave the police the evidence they needed to charge him. You big dummy. The recordings
Wow.
of Tosti's mobile phone. One of the recordings was extracted from Mr. Tosti's mobile phone. The 199-minute recording allegedly revealed a panic-stricken Tosti ringing his father after Miss Wright fell to her death and telling him, "Me and her had sex, and it was like the more that she drank, she just got more violent for some reason. I can't remember what I did, but I absolutely did not throw her off my balcony. I would never do anything like that." And I guess that's him talking to his dad on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Dummy.
they said the mobile phone recordings revealed hitting sounds and rocks possibly being thrown, a male voice complaining of being beaten up, a woman boasting of being a ninja and telling him to untie her because she will break his jaw. The man then tells the woman that he doesn't like getting beaten up and to be nice. So I wonder if this was some, what they call it, S&M type thing.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Be.
Yeah, see, I think this is what got him. The recording reveals the woman accusing the man of stealing her phone and him replying, "I should never have given you so much to drink. I thought that we were going to have fun. I am the one who is injured and you don't have a goddamn scratch on you. I thought you were kidding and I have taken enough. This is a fucking bullshit. You are lucky I haven't chucked you off my balcony, you goddamn psycho little bitch. You are not my kind of."
Okay.
Yeah, that is enough. You have
Mm-hmm.
out
He's
your
like,
welcome.
you lucky I didn't throw you off my balcony.
Yes.
Okay. So then you
And
threw
at
her off
the
the
end, he said,
balcony.
"You
You dummy.
absolute."
You fucking
God.
dummy.
Yeah, so
That's like
God,
OJ. If I did it.
that's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. And let's see if they have anything quick on Miss Sydney Luth. Control me. This is great. This one was really crazy. On November 15th, 2017, Sydney Luth left work for a tender date in Wilbur, Nebraska. The day after, Luth was reported missing after failing to appear for work at a local Menards store in Lincoln. 3 weeks later, Luth's dismembered remains were found along a gravel road 60 miles from her date location. Two
Damn.
suspects, Bailey Boswell and Aubrey Trail, were arrested concerning Luth's murder. The suspect stories have changed throughout time. Initially, Boswell and Trail denied involvement in the killing, but after discovering Luth's body, Trail confessed to the killing, while Boswell maintained innocence. Ain't that something? And who took the time to dismember anybody's
Right.
body?
Somebody said. Somebody said.
Yeah. It's crazy. So this is the reason why, we wanted to at least highlight there are, some dating sites, and Stacey's going to go over them, that are decent, that at least that people feel are more safe, that are more reputable, let's say that. But we definitely wanted to bring this to people's attention. Just be mindful whether you meeting somebody online or at the grocery store. Whoever you decide to bring into your life, you need to make sure you listen to the signs and hell, listen to your gut. So go on, Stacy.
For sure. All right. Let's see. Dating advice has a list of 7 statistics to keep in mind when you're looking for a hookup, friendship, date, relationship, marriage, or any other type of companionship. About 10% of sex offenders use dating sites, while 25% of rapists use online dating to find their victims. I will
Wow.
add the National Sex Offender Registry in the show notes.
Yeah.
So
Put that in there.
you really this is just something. I mean, dating has changed clearly, and
Yes.
it's just so much easier to go ahead and jump on a dating site and be like, look, yeah, go ahead and look at a picture, whatever, blah blah blah. But that I know it's been said like in the past that a picture is worth 1,000 words and stuff, but you know what? A picture will also get you played. So
Yeah.
you really, I just can't express it enough how you just have to be careful and just be mindful of what you're doing because, you know, the way that as much as this made it easier for us to meet people, it's made it just as easy for predators to go ahead and find victims too. So you just really have to be mindful of that. Okay.
Absolutely. And
So
those stats are scary. Shit.
yes, absolutely. So on free dating sites, 1 in 10 users are scammers. 10% of profiles on free dating sites are fake.
Mm.
Other signs of phony profiles include extremely poor grammar. I used to say that, one of my things that I like to say is that the the African mafia is strong. These people from Ghana, I'm gonna tell you, if I get one more thing about my uncle that left me $10 million US,
Or my wife passed away and all my kids got wiped out at the same time. I'm like,
yeah,
hey.
he was killed and stuff over there on safari, and he left me all this money, and I'm like, yo. So you got to pay attention really to the language and stuff that these people they send.
Yep.
But again, you got to look out for extremely poor grammar, spelling mistakes, lack of pictures, impertinent information, and over the top flattery early in the conversation. Yeah, because they'll call you baby, my dear. Or I'm like, stop it, stop.
Yes.
I
Or
ain't tell that because it's funny to me.
what's the other thing? I mean, giving you a whole life synopsis, like you writing a whole Bible. Like, yo, who got time? I
Yeah.
don't even want to read that in a damn text message. Who got time for all of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's entertaining to me, but I mean, it's very serious. We have to pay attention.
Yes.
Um, let's see. Every year, 16,000 abductions,
God.
100 murders, and thousands of rapes are committed by online predators.
Ooh.
That's deep.
Yes.
And that just tells you, I don't know, you can speak to maybe the level of desperation that people have for companionship that you just fall into something like this so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to believe that people are really just as gullible, but people really, there are people out there that are just really desperate just to be with somebody.
Yep.
So you're willing to go ahead and try anything and believe anything. I mean, shit, if people believe that Trump was a great president, I mean, that's just, I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm going to come back. Okay.
We feel your pain. We feel your pain, Stacey.
Yeah. In 2011, cons involving money cost victims more than $50 million. Now,
God.
this is what I have a problem with. I don't understand how in the hell that you can get online talking to somebody that you never met and they can tell you that, you know what, let me stop telling that lie because I'm going to tell you what happened to me one time. I'm going to share my experience and I'm going to share this because it happens to people, and I get it. And I'm not going to front like that shit didn't happen to me. I had a period where I was really just like desperate for some cash. I was suffering through some stuff. And I had these people reach out to me and tell me that, and I swear to God, I knew it was bullshit. I did. But I was like, maybe, just maybe it's not.
Yeah. You had that one glimmer of hope somewhere.
Yeah. and you thinking that, yeah, if I go ahead and I do this and stuff, whatever. So it's like, yeah, you go ahead and just go and get because I what was it I had to get? I can't remember. I guess I had to get one of them cards, one of them cash cards or something,
Yeah,
and put some cash on it,
like a
and
green
then
dot
go ahead
card.
and and then give them the password or whatever it was, the code to the card.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, it's like if I give you like this $100 or whatever, we're gonna go ahead and give you 5,000. That shit
Mm.
didn't even make no sense. See, at that point, my desperate ass at that time, I was like, okay. So I went and did it. And I never heard from the motherfuckers again. I was trying to call. I was calling. I'm like, yo, I'm calling up the number they gave me. They never answered me again. And I'm sitting there. I'm just looking. I don't know if you remember, like in the cartoons and stuff, where they would show like the jackass and to the donkey and stuff, whatever. I was like, you stupid ass. Are you serious, bro? Were you that bad off? And yeah, people are that bad off. Sometimes it's like, damn. It's like, okay, well, let me go ahead and do this. So, look, it can happen to anybody. It can absolutely happen to anybody.
And
Even
then
me.
and the thing is, like, when you start meeting somebody and they start asking you for cash, oh, this is my thing. I'm in the military, and my child is in the States, and they need money for need books money for school and stuff. Then my nigga, send that money on and help your child out. Why is it that you want me to send money? That's your kid. I ain't asking nobody for money for me. But yeah, they are
Exactly.
bold.
Exactly. So yeah, you just gotta think and just be smart. So you just really do something. If it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Yes.
It is. Trust. Okay. Over 53% of Americans exaggerate part of their profile. I would say over 53% of Americans exaggerate all of their profile. People
Whether
just
it's a
lie.
work profile or not.
Yeah, people just lie and stuff.
Yeah.
It just is what it is and stuff. People, even if you're trying to even when you're trying to get a job and stuff, people of course are going to go ahead and embellish, and you're going
Yeah.
to put yourself in the best personal light. So why wouldn't you? I
Yeah,
would.
you selling yourself, and that's like even
You're
with a
trying to
relationship.
attract somebody. You ain't
Yeah.
trying to get nobody to go in here. Okay, listen, yes, I'm 55 years old. I have no job, no prospects, and there's nothing that I have to offer you.
Oh, damn.
Are
I
you going to date
really
me?
need you in my life. Shit.
I mean, no. So yeah, they're going to do that. So yeah, again, this comes all the way back to if it sounds too good to be true, it more than likely is. So,
That's right.
okay, so okay, half of online daters are already in a relationship, while 11% are married.
That ain't that something? Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
Then you
look,
see like all these
this,
on Facebook, married, no, like in a relationship, but it's complicated and all this. No, no, no. You are still in a relationship. I don't want to date nobody that is out of the relationship, but living together, but legally separate. Nope, nope, nope. Because y'all can still decide to get back together at some point. Get divorced and hit me up.
well, I put it like this, and I mean, I completely get what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%. I said, my thing is, if somebody tells you that it's complicated, or if somebody tells you, that, yeah, I'm in a relationship, but, it is what it is, at that point, they're giving you the opportunity. That's the whole thing that you have to see. They're giving you the opportunity to make a decision. It's one
Yeah.
thing. It's another thing altogether. They tell you, look, I'm single. So they tell you they single and they're really not. Then it's like, okay, yeah, you're an asshole. But
Yeah, you done deceived
if,
me.
yeah, but if they tell you and stuff, it's complicated, then, it's up to you to dig further and
To
find out
enter
what
at
these
your own
conversations
risk.
are.
Yeah.
You know, if you have an interest, or if you feel like, you know, when somebody tells you it's complicated, okay, that means that no, I don't need to deal with you then, because apparently you have somebody else that you're still struggling with and stuff. You need to
Yeah.
struggle with that by yourself. But
And
they're
don't nobody
giving you
want to be
the opportunity
complicated.
at that point. So yeah, if somebody tells you that, nah, that's on you. And if you decide to go along with that, you can't get mad at the person and stuff when you find out stuff. They basically told you what they were doing. I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah, I can't rock with that. But okay. And last, they have sex on the first offline date. 4 out of 5 women don't use protection. I did not know that.
Me neither.
Wow,
And
that's
that's
deep.
yep, that's a lot too. That is a lot.
I don't even know what to say.
Because I'm one of those people that believe is your body. Do with it as you please. But you have to be smart with this type of stuff and careful. I mean, like the biggest thing I feel like people should take away from this is the permanent STD that you can't get rid of. The one that's going to
Right.
be with you forever and may cause you death.
Yes.
So I for sure feel like, yeah, you need to be a little more careful when it comes down to, meeting people or just hooking up and not protecting yourself. And I mean,
Right.
we know not everything is foolproof, but people protect yourself.
Yes. Yes, indeed. That's it. That's it. But yeah, I think that's is that all you gave me, Tosh? Yeah, I think that's it.
No, you got some more.
Oh wait, see, that's what I'm telling you. See, I'm blind. Okay, use a trusted site. Well, let's say we got ways to protect yourself when you're online dating. Yes, you use a trusted site. Okay. Look, I've been drinking, y'all. We keep it 100 here because that's what we do.
Shit. You
All
know
right.
this is how we do it.
Yeah. Okay. The ones you can trust are the ones your family members, friends, and coworkers have recommended. The ones you have heard the success stories about. The ones that have conducted their own studies and done interviews with reputable media outlets like Forbes, and the ones you've seen on commercials. Match, Elite Singles, eHarmony are the top 3 sites that will put you safely above everyone else. Well, they will put your safety above everyone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
What you
So
got about
people,
that, Tasha?
huh? Oh, so folks, if y'all want to meet some decent people for real, check out Match, Elite Singles, and eHarmony. They also say that you need to read reviews by experts and users, research your matches, never give out your personal information, and block and report suspicious members. So,
Yeah, this personal information thing, I swear, because I don't understand how people are so quick just to give up all of their stuff.
exactly.
I ain't just necessarily talking about the goodies. I'm just saying, you just your personal info. I mean, people will sit there and talk you around in circles and have you giving out stuff. Like there's that one commercial. I can't remember which one it is, but there's the lady. She's got the little girl, and the little girl's like, "Mommy, what's my social security number?" And she starts giving
Oh,
it. She's
yeah.
like, "Wait a minute, what do you need your social security number?"
Exactly. Want to know what's your mother's
Yeah.
maiden name? It's like
Yeah, she's like 4. I'm like,
you have to be more careful when it comes down to this
yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's crazy. People just keep your head on a swivel, man. You just gotta just be smart. Just be smart with what you're doing. And again, I've said this like 4 times around here. If it's too good to be true, it is.
Yeah.
It seems like it's too good to be true, it is. So
And
don't put
people,
yourself out there in a bad situation.
that's right. Do your research. Try to to do what you can to research people and see, and of course, anything is a risk. Like we keep saying, whether it's online dating or meeting somebody face to face, or just happen to meet them at the car dealership, whatever. It is a risk,
Hmm.
but these stats alone are scary. So it just it should make you look at things a lot differently, and have a different approach when it comes to online dating. And we're just not, because we don't want to bash the dating sites and stuff, because this is sometimes is the only way people actually can communicate or find people to, to hook up with. But you definitely
Yeah,
need
with
to.
COVID and stuff, it changed the game and stuff. So,
Yeah,
people just like they're just trying to find alternate means and stuff instead of being out there in a petri dish of damn disease and
yeah.
passing stuff around everybody. So,
Look at it. It ain't just COVID. You turned around, you touch somebody, shit, your ass got monkeypox. Wake up the next
right,
morning wondering why the fuck your whole arm looked like you got leprosy. Looking like the king
right.
on House of the Dragon.
You know
Shit.
what? There you go.
Like, what the
Speaking of
fuck?
which, damn, yeah, is it on a 10 or is it on already? Did we
It,
miss
it,
it?
it came out at 9. So we about to wrap it up,
Okay,
y'all.
yeah.
And like always, we end with a quote. Good relationships don't just happen. They take time, patience, and two people who truly want to be together. So,
Love takes time to heal when you hurt so much.
hey, Miss Stacy,
All right.
let me go get my candle.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
right.
swinging side
I got my lighter up in my hand and stuff, right?
to side. All right, guys. We hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and we're trying to make season 2 better, much better than season 1. So
Absolutely.
we're gonna kick it up again a tad. And with that, we're gonna be out.
All right, holla.